and why it's so important, and just show you a couple things I throw together in just an hour today to make my whole week easier. So when you prep your food, you leave less things to chance, and you have things ready to go in the fridge at a moment's notice that you can use in various recipes. For instance, chicken breast is one of my favorite. I do it every week because I use it in salads. My husband can use it in wraps for his work lunches. You can be throwing it in a stir fry and have it already cooked and ready. You can, after you cook it, chop it up and freeze it and pull it out in portion bags if you want. For me, I just do a week's worth at once, and it never even lasts me the whole week because I eat it fairly often. I save my red meat for my days off, and I do turkey and chicken the rest of the time usually. So let me show you what that looks like. This is one of those things that this morning I just went to town with, and I made a plate of herb crusted chicken breasts, and I season them up and use the various herbs and get them all seasoned and spiced so that it has a good flavor, but it's pretty versatile. You can use it in anything. It'll meld well. It has some garlic, it has some thyme, it has a couple different herbs, but I love it. And then I slice it all out like this. So I have 5 or 6 ready to go, and that should get me through 2 or 3, 4 days, depending on how much I'm using it. One of the other things you can do is you can cut up your vegetables in advance, like this. I have carrots here, and I have celery. And the reason they're in these Tupperwares already chopped up is so that when I want some, I don't have to, I do this with celery. I'll open the drawer and there's a whole head of celery in there, or stalk, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, oh, I have to wash it and cut it up, and I don't have time to cut it all up. I have to cut up 1 or 2 pieces. I have to go to work. So I end up skipping it, and it will stay in there. And have you ever had one stay in there so long it gets slimy or gross because you didn't use it? This won't happen that way. This way you can pull them out as fresh veggie sticks. I can throw a couple in a Ziploc bag when I take my daughter on a walk, and we have them ready to go. When you store them in this cold water, it'll keep them from crispy, keep them from going kind of smushy or bad, and make them last, stretch out for the whole week. So that's good. Also, if I'm going to do something like the stir fry I talked about earlier, not only do I already have these ready in small sticks, but I can just take them out and dice them up into whatever size piece I want, or grate them for on a salad. Throw them in however you want, but I always keep them in that size to start with because that's the biggest size I'll use for eating snack sticks, and then I'll grate them down from there if I need them in different sizes. So that's a good tip, storing those veggies already in water. And then here's another thing I'm doing, peppers. I'll show you this. This will be the last one I think I'll go over today. So here's some peppers I want to show you. And as you can see, if you cut these right, if you open them up from the bottom, there's different ways, and you'll see lots of tips in YouTube videos, I'm sure. But what I do is I like to open them up from the bottom like this, and I can actually remove this entire hull with all the seeds, mostly, right out without having a dirty pepper on the inside. So you can see I did this with the red one. I slid it from the bottom till I got to the top, and I went around, and I'm left with this stem with all the seeds attached, and I can slice these up and use it. And what I'll do with these is actually I'll slice them into little strips, and I will freeze them in a Ziploc bag, and I can throw them in stir fries. I can scramble them in eggs. You can use them in wraps, like I was saying. I mean, they're really a great vegetable. Your kids will like to snack on them, so I usually leave some fresh, and then I put some in the freezer. And I like to do this all on Sunday or Monday, my days off, so that I'm set up for the week. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I know you've all heard that before. But anyway, this is just some of the prep I do that helps me have an easier week and keeps me from making poor choices because I don't have something, immediately on hand. So I hope this helps you, and check out my blog if you want to see this in the writing version. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.